When you cast your mind back to the highly intense Melbourne Grand Prix, one driver ordeal stands out: George Russell. The British racer's escapade took a nosedive from bad to catastrophic as he faced an unforeseen reliability issue that prematurely ended his race. While he was understandably frustrated with his team, Mercedes, his frustration wasn't confined to his own team. Red Bull too found itself in the crosshairs of his accusations, painting a complex and fascinating picture of the unfolding drama. The Melbourne Grand Prix was a rollercoaster of adrenaline and excitement, marked by 3 red flags and multiple collisions. One can't help but question whether the sport is veering towards a dangerous precipice, with an over-reliance on concocting a spectacle for the fans at the expense of adhering to the rules. Make no mistake, we all crave the thrill and excitement of this sport, but never should it come at the cost of rule violations or the widespread confusion we all bore witness to. Hey there, speed enthusiasts! We're just hitting the brakes for a quick pit stop. You're truly enjoying this high-octane journey with us on F1 Racing now, aren't you? Now, imagine the satisfaction of hitting that like button. It not only fuels our drive to create more thrilling content, but it also signals to us your love for high-speed action. Think about the joy of sharing this pulse racing experience with your fellow F1 fanatics. So why wait? Go ahead and share this video now. Let's build a community that lives and breathes F1 together. Now, can you picture yourself being the first to receive our latest updates right from the heart of the F1 world? That's right, just subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. You'll be part of our fast-growing, passionate F1 family, always in the loop with the latest news and insights. And remember, your actions fuel our passion. The click of that like button, the decision to share, and the choice to subscribe all shape the future of F1 racing now. So let's hit the throttle and continue this high-speed journey together. Okay, during the race, drivers found themselves entangled in a web of uncertainty and annoyance at how the Grand Prix was being managed. Carlos Sainz was notably disgruntled, not only receiving a 5-second penalty but also having 2 points added to his licence. While he wasn't quite in Gasly's league, no driver ever wants to accumulate points on their licence. The inconsistency during the race was a major cause for concern. It seemed that only drivers at the forefront were penalised, while those further back in the pack went unnoticed. For instance, Logan Sargent's collision with Nick De Vries' back went unpunished, and the incident involving Gasly and Ocon also slipped under the radar. There had to have been some directives given to the stewards, as Gasly surely should have had more points added to his licence. Their race notes might tell a different story, but the confusion that the Grand Prix stood up cannot be overlooked. This isn't solely a concern for fans, but also the sport itself. Toto Wolff, the team principal of Mercedes, called for clearer guidelines around the implementation of red flags and safety cars, a sentiment that resonates with many. "We didn't see the red flags coming," Wolff expressed after the race, highlighting the unpredictable nature of the event. He continued, "Restarts provide a significant entertainment factor, but moving forward, we need clarity when a red flag is being issued and what constitutes a safety car or VSC. There's potential for either to be applied in these incidents." He emphasised the importance of Formula One success being rooted in its commitment to a rulebook. Interestingly, amidst the entire spectacle, one team emerged unscathed: Red Bull. But this prompts the question, are they concealing something beneath the surface? It's no secret that Red Bull has positioned itself in a league of its own. The Melbourne Grand Prix only added to this perception. Unless Red Bull self-destructs or the other teams find a miraculous upgrade, we may once again be heading towards a one-horse race, given Red Bull's powerful dominance. Max Verstappen, Red Bull's leading driver, made it clear he didn't feel the need to aggressively compete against his former rival, Lewis Hamilton. "I was quite careful. I knew we had a quicker car, so losing 1 or 2 spots wasn't the end of the world," Verstappen confidently stated. This self-assuredness is a stark contrast to the aggressive driver we saw just 2 seasons ago. When you command a superior vehicle, it's a game changer. However, that didn't stop Verstappen from taking a shot at the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. He criticised him for not providing enough space on the inside, accusing him of trying to force him off the track. Currently, it seems Hamilton's primary competition isn't with the Red Bulls, but rather with the Aston Martins and his infamous ex-teammate Fernando Alonso. And yes, that's a touch of sarcasm for you. We know the comment section can be unforgiving, but let's keep the conversation going. Whilst Hamilton received praise for his performance in Australia, it's hard not to empathise with George Russell. The young British driver simply couldn't seem to catch a break. Both Russell and Hamilton performed admirably in the opening 2 laps, overtaking Verstappen. Mercedes could have certainly used 2 cars in the front to maintain a lead. Alas, it wasn't meant to be. Russell's impressive performance was undone when his team called him into the pits during the deployment of a safety car. Normally, this would be a strategic move, but the red flag and subsequent race restart meant that all of Russell's hard work was undone, forcing him to restart from 7th position. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff was the one who had to deliver the unfortunate news to Russell. "Sorry George, that screwed us, but we can still make it to the front of the podium," Wolff said over the team radio. Being 7th isn't a disaster, and Mercedes could have potentially clawed their way back up. Unfortunately, things spiralled from bad to worse. As Russell was vying for 6th position, a power unit issue resulted in his car being engulfed in flames. This unfortunate incident forced him to pull off the side of the track, triggering a virtual safety car. Despite the unfortunate sequence of events, one must commend Russell for maintaining a positive attitude. He took to Twitter to express his sentiment, posting, "When it's not your day, it's not your day." However, beneath his sportsmanlike demeanour, Russell did not hold back on his criticism of Red Bull. He even accused them of sandbagging to hide the true potential of their car. In the world of F1, the term sandbagging has often been associated with Mercedes. Thus, it's a bit amusing to see the tables turned. After the race, Russell expressed his thoughts to the BBC's Checkered Flag podcast. "For sure, Red Bull is holding back. I think they're almost embarrassed to show their full potential. The faster they appear, the more the sport will try to hold them back. I think they probably have 7/10 advantage over the rest of the field. Max has no reason to be pushing it, nor does Red Bull." Russell's words carry heavy implications. It seems like he's accusing Red Bull of deliberately slowing down to avoid the FIA implementing new rules or regulations to level the playing field. This strategy, if true, is certainly a controversial one. Verstappen's nonchalant attitude in Bahrain, where he watched the Alonso Hamilton overtake on the TV screen, might suggest he was cruising rather than pushing his limits. There's a common belief that recent rule changes were designed to put an end to Mercedes' dominance. If Red Bull becomes too dominant, they may find themselves in a similar situation. Ted Kravitz, a renowned F1 analyst, supported this view. There's a reasonably commonly held opinion in the paddock that part of the reason for the rule changes was to stop Mercedes' dominance. While it did improve the racing to a large extent, the 2021 championship was decided on the last lap, but the 2022 championship was decided in Japan with 4 races left. It didn't exactly close up the field in terms of the championship, did it? Kravitz elaborated. If these allegations hold any truth, they are indeed serious. If Red Bull is concealing their true pace, they could be waiting to reveal it only if their rivals pose a real threat. Even more deviously, they might be hiding it to ensure a continuous string of victories. But Christian Horner and Helmut Marko, the seasoned heads of Red Bull, are no strangers to F1's intricacies and strategy. If we were to speculate, and this is merely conjecture, if there was a chance to gain an edge, Red Bull would certainly take it. But Russell wasn't entirely negative about Red Bull. He praised the team and their car, saying, "They've done a really great job, to be fair to them. We can't take that away, and we clearly have to up our game." Like all things in F1, all teams are in constant pursuit of the upper hand. Helmut Marko seems to believe that the gap is closing between Red Bull and their rivals. You can see how close it is when a little thing doesn't work out, because we're always said to have a superiority that only exists when everything is running smoothly. "Our rivals Aston Martin, Ferrari and Mercedes have all made gains," he told Sky Deutschland. However, these gains would need to be considerable, not just small upgrades, to truly challenge Red Bull. We're hoping that upcoming races will reveal some radical upgrades in other cars, leading to a more competitive race at the front of the pack. So, what do you think? Is Red Bull concealing their true pace, or are they simply managing their speed to ensure their car's reliability? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. With that said, we've reached the end of our in-depth analysis. Stay tuned for more F1 news, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more exciting content. Until next time, keep your engines roaring and your spirits high. This has been F1 Racing Now, your inside track to all things F1.